Welcome, I'm Dr. Tom Warren and you're watching The Plant Doctor. Christmas of 2022, we had an unprecedented weather event here, really across the entire United States. In the Southeast, we got kind of hit particularly hard because we're not used to the weather extremes that happened. Here in my city in North Alabama, we went from 54 degrees to 8 degrees in 3 hours. That's not the first time we've ever hit 8 degrees. As a matter of fact, it was not even the record low for that date. The record low for that date was 6 degrees. We missed it by 2 degrees. But the fact that it went from 54 degrees to 6 degrees in 3 hours, the plants didn't have time to go into hibernation, if you will. The week before, we had been up in the 80s and things were wanting to flush out. And then we went down to 6, just like that. But this is tea olive, and our tea olives here got hit really hard, along with loropetalums and gardenias, some things in my area that are considered what we would call bread and butter plants, the things that you really just stick in the ground and you don't have to worry about them too much. They're drought tolerant and they take our long hot summers, but the winter really got to them here in North Alabama. So I want to show you how to renewal prune, in this case tea olive, and it's not going to be pretty when we're done. This is not the purpose of this particular prune. What we're doing here, we're going to give this plant the best opportunity to fill back out and be nice and full by the end of the summer. I'm doing this on May the 24th. You can see the new growth has already started to come out. And so we're basically just going to cut back to the node above the new growth. That's what we're doing here. The tools for the job, there's 2 tools for the job. You can use a pair of hand snips. These are bypass hand snips. And the other tool for our larger limbs, if we need it, we have a pair of bypass loppers as well. I'm going to go all the way back on a branch, and just above where the green vegetative material is, I'm going to cut off the dead. We're just going to go around and remove these twigs here. And so this is the finished product. So we've taken this all the way back to the vegetative material. We've cut off the dead that was over the top. I did not cut off any green at this point. What we're going to do from here, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of a slow release fertilizer at the base of this plant. Something like Osmocote. It's a great fertilizer. It's a 120-day prill. I'll leave a link down in the description below if you want to have some delivered from Amazon. It'll help us out just a wee bit here on the channel. But that's going to feed these leaves all season long, and my goal is by the end of the summer that you won't even be able to tell that it was pruned this harshly. It'll have a nice rounded shape and form to it. We're off to a good start. We've got a lot of vegetative material here. But unfortunately, in this part of the country, the spring of 2023 and the summer of 2023 will be a story of recovery in the garden for a lot of our plants, including tea olives. And as I mentioned earlier, loropetalums and gardenias, and there's a few others that we could add to that list as well. But help is on the way. We're going to put some fertilizer on this. We're going to water it in. And with some heat and some help from the sun, by the end of the summer, this will fill back out. And by the time September rolls around, it'll be nice and full again. And hopefully, we'll get those nice, fragrant flowers in October that tea olive is known for. Guys, as always, thank you for watching The Plant Doctor. And until next time, happy gardening.